In this video we're going to take a look at Champagne Supernova, but not the Oasis version. Noel Gallagher's band High Flying Birds did a version of this one, acoustic version, back in 2015 live. This is what this lesson's taken off. I'll put a link in the description of that song because it is a really nice way of doing this song. Capo on the 3rd fret, and it's only right that I use me Epiphone acoustic in Oasis style. This is one of them songs where when you hear Noel Gallagher singing it, you can kind of see why Oasis don't get back together, because I think neither of them, Noel or Liam, probably don't really need each other, which is quite unusual for a band, because sometimes when the singer leaves, the band don't know what to do and have a replacement. So they kind of, seem to manage quite nicely without each other, even though I think everybody would like to see the original Oasis lineup get back together. So this one, Capo on the 3rd fret, going from a G to an F to a C to a D, a G. So quite a simple chord progression. Now our G, more like a G5, little finger, super glued, well not literally, not in case there's any kids out there, little finger permanently on the 3rd fret of G, almost permanently. Middle finger on the 3rd fret of bottom E, muting the A. And every now and again he hammers on to that 3rd fret of the high E there with his little finger. When we move to the F, technically it'll be an F added 2. But we're just going to call it F, make life simple. Miss these 2 strings out, the E and the A. Move to C, still with the little finger on the high E string there. It's still a C chord, and end up at that a G or G5. So rhythmically, we've got down, 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 and then again. So all together that intro played through twice is. Again. Like that. If you can't do that little hammer on there, it's not really important, but it does add a little bit of colour to it. So verse 1, same chord progression as the intro. How many special people change? How many lives are living strange? Where were you when we were getting high? Slowly walking down the hall, faster than a cannonball. Where were you when we were getting high? Now this is where that chord runs into the chorus. So that was fairly simple. I've put the sheets for this one, a link being in the description so that you can print them off and follow along. So as we go into the chorus, we're going to play this. So I'll play the last line of verse 1. Where were you when we were getting high? Someday you will find me caught beneath the landslide in a champagne supernova in the sky. Someday you will find me caught beneath the landslide in a champagne supernova in the sky. So G, someday you will find me caught beneath the F landslide. C, champagne supernova in the G sky. Continuing on with G, we kind of put a G above the word find because it's the emphasis on as the chord progression begins again. Someday you will find me caught beneath the landslide in a champagne supernova in the, and then the chord progression continues. Verse 2, the chord progression is exactly the same apart from when we get right at the end, we end on a D instead of a G. It can cause confusion if you listen to the record or the video. The guitar goes to D and it kind of changes, even though what he's singing almost sounds the same as what he would if it was a G chord. So wake up the dawn and ask her why. Dream of dreams, she never dies. Wipe that pain away from your eyes. Slowly walking down the hall, faster than a cannonball. Where were you when we were getting high? So you can hear that D. Then your chorus too, same as what we had before. Someday you will find me caught beneath the landslide in a champagne supernova in the sky. Someday you will find me caught beneath the landslide in a champagne supernova. G, champagne supernova. Now we've got the bridge which moves to F, G, F, C, which goes, 'cause people believe that they're gonna get away from the summer. 1, 2, 3, and 4. But you and I, we live and die. The world's still spinning around. I don't know. Go to D. Why? Original chorus, intro progression. Again, where the solo starts. Verse 3, same as before really, with that last line ending on the D. How many special people change? How many lives are living strange? Where were you when we were getting high? Slowly walking down the hall, faster than a cannonball. Where were you when we were getting high? Someday you will find me caught beneath the landslide in a champagne supernova in the sky. Someday you will find me caught beneath the landslide in a champagne supernova. Champagne supernova. Bridge 2. As people believe that they're gonna get away from the summer. 3 and 4, 2, 3 and 4. But you and I, we live and die. The world's still spinning round. I don't know why. Then our intro chorus progression. This is where things get interesting chord-wise, because there's a bit of a solo going on, and we're going to play this line 3 times. So we're going from our G to F as normal. To E minor. I've actually left my little finger on both, either or. Instead of going to a D, move up to D sharp, then to F, and then do it again. You could just go to a normal F if you found that easier. Then D sharp to F twice. Then our intro chord progression twice. then we come to our very last verse. Oh, fireworks going off. How many special people change? How many lives are living strange? Where were you when we were getting high? Then it tails out and we were getting high. 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 Then got our D sharp to F, G, which is a nice way to tail out. Meant to do this one 4 or 5 years ago for a student I was teaching called Julian, who might be watching this still. If not, better late than never, and I hope that helps you be able to play Champagne Supernova by High Flying Birds and Noel Gallagher.